now need to see who's playing better on the server. And Fred, on the server we are. 9 Pandas versus Ruby. Nuke kicking things off here. Opening map of this series. One of these two teams have to come away with a victory.
Yeah, but look, you spoke about 9 Pandas, 13-0 on Anubis. It was against Zero Tenacity. It's against a side that, you know, we've seen play kind of at fairly high levels. Similarly, on the side of Ruby, besting the Amiga in a 13-5 fashion on Nuke, but glowing first kill of the series, and it's a nice opener here towards outside from the Pandas. Obviously starting on that CT side, they're going to be having the advantage, and with this opener and the low HP of Dex, going to make things a little bit tough here for Ruby. So pistol round looking good for the Pandas so far. Just whether they can take it over the line, whether they can find that success, or if we can see some heroic clutches from the individuals of Ruby. Ooh. Glowing! Not really fair. He's got 4 kills towards outside.
Yeah, might not be able to find Swalio though, the final player here for Ruby. All that remains in the 1 versus 5. I actually did get to cast a CCT game yesterday when it was on B5 on the pistol round, but not here though. I Balance does dispatch of Swalio and 9 Pandas. What a pistol round that was. All 5 players surviving. A couple of them able to upgrade to that cheaper armor.
Oh, I don't know if you just saw that, Charlie. Balance, he had the M4A4 bought, and then decided against it, brings out the A1S, potentially to get that kind of smoke, to get that, you know, head armor over just Kevlar.
Do you think I think it is interesting that we are seeing a number of A4s still in play, but the A1S by far dominates the amount of sort of between the two weapons. It's picked just so much more. Maybe the extra bullets, maybe the quick fire rate could have done a bit more there, but Moon does take down Balance in this. Forced by Fred is actually going pretty well right now. So Walio does take down D with that Tech 9, and Glowing and Clax left to try to salvage this. M4's picked up, MP9s in the hands of the T's.
Glowing's got an incredible timing. The problem is with the door being shut, it's not as though he's going to have that much impact. So Walio towards Vent. You're going to have to give this one a go.
Moon is looking towards Decon. He is aware that there is a possibility. The bomb being half ticked.
It looks as though it's definitely not going to be 9 Pandas going for it. But the fact we saw... Ooh, we spotted them both. Glowing could take him down. Moon trying to get himself out of it. Drops the nade. Glowing dodges. A bit of a tough scenario. But Glowing currently 6-0. Clax yet to spot anyone. 80 falls to the bomb. But Charlie, look, we saw the force from Ruby. They didn't get the bomb plant. We had Tech 9s, we had Deagles, but I think the round. Impressive stuff there from Ruby. Instantly battling back here against 9 Pandas.
I mean, that's the thing. We did see 9 Pandas were a little bit split towards that ramp room in particular. It wasn't exactly the fastest rotation. When the rotation did come through, it was just that 1M4. Only able to find 1 kill, get traded. So it was just constantly an advantage for Ruby, and then just those overwhelming numbers. Those pistols right up in the face of the CETs can be so challenging to deal with.
The fact that we did see 2 players save, though, is key. Balance could have found KD there. We do have an HE grenade on Seized, but he's a little bit far away from things here.
That's the M4 as well, so that is going to need to be picked up. Glowing was going to be sort of the heavy hitter in this round, but obviously the weapon can be recycled. KD 1 HP. You don't get more unlucky like that.
They're going to make their way here for a little bit of a probe towards ramp. The problem for Balance, playing a bit of an off angle, C's tucked in. Balance needs to find 1 hit. Oh, instant shot there from Winter. There's no need for Winter to continue his aggression. Deledes. Mentioned Balance needing to find 1. Deledes. It's important that he does secure. Between lobby, but not ready for KD up top. He's pushing through, finding Winter. Clax as well through the main smoke, and it's a 2-on-2 with a low HP KD. Still real possibility here for 9 Pandas.
KD goes down to pretty much anything. Even a cool breeze will probably take the final bit of life out of him, but still having some impact, doing some damage with this AK. No one's directly looking at him. Finally does go down. Seizes the man to take him. So Walio in the 1v2 now. Timing looks good. Spots out the first.
bomb hit. Swallow attempting to deny. It's a 10-second stick. Clax getting spammed at. Oh, Swallow still finds. Can save the AK as well, although one survivor, Ruby, they string rounds together. Just going to be an eco hit from 9 Pandas. Unfortunate stuff there from them.
Yeah, seized. Very caught out. That was their best chance. Seized needed to live because no defuse kit. 10 seconds, you've got to get the kill. The chance of a 10-second defuse, it's just not particularly likely. I wouldn't have minded seeing Seized playing close towards the hut angle. Being able to see if they cross hut or get out of Squeaky or anything like that. Just so we can try to defend Clax while he's defusing the bomb.
Yeah, I think playing close hut or playing inside of it could have really caught off a final play for Ruby. But an important round.
Yeah, bit of a technical pause.
Yeah, seized. Yeah, not in the server.
Just with a bit of a disconnect. Hopefully nothing too major and only a bit of a game crash. Wouldn't mind something like that because we do know how tech issues can sometimes go. Yeah,
it's not the end of the world. It's quite good that it kind of was after a 9 Pandas loss. It's not as though it's going to upset their momentum. It's not as though it's going to be a gun round for them here, and they're just going to have to sit and wait with it. It's it's not the end of the world for them. But look, Ruby, it's their map pick. They're on the T side. Mentioned that Ruby in their kind of previous games, it's their T side where they really find success, but the CT side, that's where things sometimes can be a bit of a struggle. So hopefully for Ruby, we can see them find 6-7 rounds here on the T side. It will give them a really good chance of closing things out here.
Yeah, obviously this is Ruby's map pick. We did mention it, as in this does feel like a game where both teams did get their best map pretty comfortably. We weren't going to see, I don't imagine we were going to see anybody's picks. It probably could have been something they might have lightly discussed, but nothing too serious. But this should be, at least on paper, a game where both teams will take their own map pick. It does sort of feel like if someone can take their opponents, that's when a 2-0 is very possible. But without doing that, I mean, there will be no way. But you've got to have a very good start. Physically, it'll be impossible to do. They don't take your opponents for the duo. But I mean, we do need to have a very good start. And 9 Pandas, it looked like they had that until that force play came through.
Yeah, I think as well that the problem that 9 Pandas are always going to be facing is, I really, in the games I've seen from Ruby, I really like how they play their T sides. They give a lot of freedom to individuals to take those individual picks, and because the fact that all of these Ruby players are it is a team of individuals, everyone is really, really clinical with their weaponry. So I like how Ruby play. They kind of play a bit of a spread, and they kind of just take individual duels, and quite consistently they are victorious. But I'm loving the double setup here towards Rafters. Glowing will find one. Obviously got 4 kills with the USP on the pistol. Skills a 5th overall with one here.
Yeah, Ruby are opting against going into that A-bomb site. Clax does find Moon, so Walio has made a step. They should be aware of his presence. But we'll need to be careful about giving him too much cash.
Ooh, Clax finds Walio. It's a 3-on-2, Charlie.
There is a chance here. Weapons are in the hands of the CTs.
This was a full eco. Seized. Kind of waiting for any pushes from the Ruby players, but they've got a molly, they've got a flash. They can send the Molotov. They are sending it towards the backside, which is understandable. Both players towards double currently. The T's have got a fair bit of util, but time ticks away. If they want any chance of winning it, they've got to stick the bomb soon. Oh, okay. They are going to be sticking eventually. KD will find, though. Ruby, they take the round, but 9 Pandas do an incredible job of making it costly. Just one survivor. KD falls as well to the bomb.
Yeah, wow, that is a lot of damage for a buy like that. And you can see it already on a round like this. Ruby won it, and let's have a look at their buy after we see this replay. Some really great shots hit here. But Ruby, they are going to be kicking themselves about how close that really was. They do get the win, and that's the most important thing. But, yeah, I mean, Galil, not even full util. Very little money in the reserve for anyone. Tualio's got a little bit to play with, but in general, most of the team don't have much.
We've got the Max 10 in play, and Dex looking to get aggressive, not ready for Deletas on the back of the bomb site. Black's finding Sualio as well. The final 3 players all sitting around Hut. They've given up a lot of space, trying to send their teammates in towards A. Sadly, the utility wasn't good enough, and only 3 points of damage taken so far from the Pandas. Yet to see Idis balances or have that impact, but 9 Pandas are much more secure looking round here.
Yeah, just going to be playing it slow here, at least towards lobby. I say that, nice attempt to find the kill onto Deletas. Damage still, but they needed the kill. It's just information, and there's a kill, but not for Ruby. One of their 2 full HP players is gone. Winter obviously still 28 points of health.
Yeah, Ruby. Winter's going to attempt to try and wrap here towards Heaven. No one currently holding Heaven, but with a player on top of Hut, I believe Clax chips away at Moon. Winter's been spotted outside with 30 seconds on the clock. We don't really expect anything to come through here for Ruby. These 2 players could save. Sualio, with a little bit of cash in the bank, could invest.
Yeah, obviously loss bonus isn't a lot though.
Yeah, it's not
1.9. So he'll be on about 2.9k. It's... Yeah, I mean, the save feels like it's got to have to come through. It feels really rough just knowing that, okay, if we do anything, we will just be lambs to the slaughter. We will just go in to die. When you've got sort of an AK, bit of util on Moon, you've got armor and Galil, it does feel just like the wrong place. So I'm not surprised we're seeing the save. But in terms of how that's going to affect their economy going forward, right, it's only the 1.4k loss.
Yes, they're going to have to force anyway.
Obviously they didn't win the eco round. I thought they did. It was so close, I thought they took it. So yeah, they will have to buy. So it's not too bad having the save weapons. Got a bit of extra...
firepower, yeah?
Yeah, a bit of extra firepower in your armory.
Look, though, 9 Pandas, they needed it. They needed that strong kind of eco round, although not taking it. The success in that one is brilliant for their economy, and it's a bit of a confidence booster because look, 9 Pandas, they're against Tex, they're against Eagles, and they lost pretty convincingly. So I feel like it's time for 9 Pandas to get some more spring in their step here.
Yeah, and again, early dominance from the CT side. Number of kills going their way. Oh, Seed almost caught out, manages to switch to his weapon.
Spots the shoulder.
Take down Winter. Moon, there's a lot of damage to take just to throw a returning Molotov.
Yeah, one of which the Seas can pretty easily get in front of. He's not taking any damage.
It was like a similar situation to last round. 2 players pretty low in a 2v5.
It's tough because I feel like there's no other decision than a save, but with them saving, they're going to struggle in their next gun round.
Yeah, I don't think they can. I think, but they are going to.
I think Dex is surely going to attempt to. He's got less than 1900's worth of equipment,
yeah,
so
it doesn't feel worth. I wouldn't have minded Moon giving Dex the bomb, seeing if he could have maybe, I don't know, found a time in, done something like that. But it has basically just confirmed the round is going to be lost. See, I'm interested. I don't think 9 Pandas are really going to go for a hunt. I think they would rather keep all 5 alive.
there's no need. Yeah, I think as well. You mentioned the kind of the opportunities for a 2-0 and it coming from having a really strong result on your opponent's map pick. I think 9 Pandas realised, look, Ruby, we've seen what they can do with weak weapons. We've seen how they can kind of opt with these forces and the decision making that Ruby go for. So instead of us trying to hunt 1 AK, let's just keep our finances as strong as possible, because for 9 Pandas to take things on Ruby's map pick, it's gonna be a grueling map 1. They're gonna have to really dig deep, and in doing so, they've got to keep their finances strong to ensure as many AWPs on IDIS balance, continual investments regardless of outcome. I think that's 9 Pandas' best chance. But look, Moon's really gonna struggle in the investment department in the next, unless if he saves again, I guess.
Yeah, but it'll be once again, so with each save, you're just going to get weaker and weaker utility unless you can manage to find a few kills. Well, Moon is going to be the instigator to a round like this. We've been through, seized. I don't know if he's spotted. Does get found. A little
Yeah,
bit
nice
of
play,
damage
though.
dealt to 2 players.
It's nice from Swalio. It's unfortunate there for C's because his crosshair was pretty much on Moon the entire of that kind of push through to trophy.
Yeah, not a lot of control actually taken from Ruby, though. See, they back up into the lobby.
Ooh, Deledes.
Swalio, though, this is gotta be a really key push. He does have no armor behind this M4, so you're gonna have to hit his shots cleanly.
Glowing's gonna have a little bit of a look outside. I spotted a couple. Minus balance. Tucked here. Oh, it's Iris balance to find Moon, but Moon takes down Glowing beforehand. So man advantage still here for Ruby. Stolen away by Deledes. Oh, the flash. Just shy of hitting. Nice from Iris balance with the AWP. Oh, and that's a round for Iris balance. Finds 3 there with the big green. 9 Pandas take the lead.
Yeah, much better there. I mean, definitely not a clean round at all. But at the end of the day, Iris balance gets the final couple of players. Non-Pandas do win the round, but it does get a lot closer than it probably should have with 1 armored AK. Nothing else behind it. You just see the more and more kills that go the way of Rubies, the more weapons in their hands, and even being unarmored, you know how good they can be with them.
Ooh, plenty of players here towards top lobby. Clax. He's going to hit this surely, but the nade's not coming his way.
It's a nice return in nade, though. It's not loads of damage onto these players towards T-Roof, but it's a great bit of chip damage.
Yeah, Deledes finds 1, and I always love this angle from Glowing because I feel like it goes overlooked. They clear kind of towards Garage, and then they kind of cross, trying to look towards Heaven, and they never really check this like red box area.
I mean, there's so many angles outside, isn't it? It's really tough to sort of clear absolutely everything, and a bit of an off angle like that, yeah, like you said, it's so easy just to forget or be more paranoid about other angles.
Especially when an AWP's shown presence towards outside, that's when it's really scary. But look, time ticking away, and Ruby, they've kind of decided that A is going to be their intended goal, but another smoke here thrown towards Squeaky. Winter flashing himself out, but a Molotov returning in utility, and there is Glowing finding KD. Eventually, KD crosses the threshold of Glowing's crosshair and falls. So 3 on 5 here. Ooh, I don't think they spotted him. That's unfortunate for Winter. Molly thrown there from Clax is brilliant. The Seas finds Moon.
Yeah,
It was Iris balance in the last, and it was the rest of this team in this one. But yeah, really nice from Clax.
In fact, he's so tucked there. And the timing is brutal for Ruby. Clearing that whole angle out. Being like, okay, definitely not in rafters. Definitely not in rafters. As soon as they start to look away, Clax swings on out.
Just pops out of nowhere.
Yeah, TP's in there or something.
He's got the invisibility
Just
cloak.
teleporting. Maybe he does. Might need it for some of their later rounds, because Ruby CT side can be a very scary prospect to deal with.
Already though, 9 Pandas. They've set themselves up pretty nicely here. Obviously, on a map like Nuke, we're kind of expecting those 7-5s, those 8-4s in favour of the CT side. With a 2-round lead, I feel like 9 Pandas are already in a good position. And when against these Tech 9s and Deagles, obviously I'm not expecting Ruby to have much of a chance, but they did a good job in the last. Seeing Stubble is going to make things a little tough, and he makes it a 3rd with these silenced weapons. And Winter now looking to progress out here towards A. Oh, great find from KD. It's going to allow Winter to progress onto the bomb site. The bomb is dropped, though. Oh,
Season looks so good, but still cleared and found.
Yeah, great round from KD so far. The bomb is still dropped here.
Clax needs to find AD, and then he should have this round, unless Winter can hit a really clean headshot.
I like this from Clax. He's just kind of disengaging. He knows that Winter's going to be there. Doors are open, I believe, so he can just climb up the vents. Winter's going to be spending so much time clearing all of these angles. Clax is just evacuating. Winter cannot go down towards the B-bomb site. It'd be far too much of a risk. This is so smart from Clax. Oh, he just stepped on...
I think he has just stepped, and he's opted
to stay B. Oh, well, Winter
cool
has to
right
go
now
B.
is great.
Yeah.
Look at the time. Winter's going to have to run and get this bomb down. Clax can just tuck.
Yeah, no chance. I'll play Clax. Brilliant round. Great clutch there.
Yeah, really playing the mind games with Winter.
Playing the mind games with me. I was watching him, and I still had less idea than Winter did. I thought he was up on the A-bomb side.
Expect the unexpected, and that's exactly what Clax has done. 6-3. Good resurgence on this CT side from 9 Pandas. See, this is their opponent's map pick, and they probably will need a good few more rounds if there's any chance of them besting Ruby.
Something I have to mention is we see it a lot from Ruby, is the game can be close, they'll have their, success stories, but the second Moon is on that orb, that's when you can see the switches flipped. That's when you can see that this Ruby side have far more impact. Obviously, it's a little bit more seen kind of on that CT side, where I feel like the orb's a little bit more prevalent, but I feel like when Moon can have the AWP in hand, that's where you become a real difference maker. But we mentioned the finances for Moon have always been tough, just saving continuously. And I feel like as well, the fact that there has been these kind of back and forth force buys, these close rounds, it's just denied Ruby having the chance to have the big green. And I feel like it's clearly been a bit of a difference maker in their camp. Currently, as Moon is 4 and 7. Dex in this one finds his first kill, which is a nice one. Oh, is Clax going to do it to him again? Oh, it's Deledas, actually. Has been spotted.
Yeah, no one else with him on the A-bomb site. You can see how isolated it becomes when they are ready for it. They are aware. So disadvantage situation here, but not for long. Sees, brings it back to a 3-on-3.
Problem is, Clax is still on the B-bomb site, so the bomb halfway ticked. Definitely not going to be easy. Idis Balance finds that pick. Okay, that's the go call here. 9 Pandas have got a chance. They've got kits in play. They've got util to work with. Aim coming through. Moon. Oh, brilliant stuff here. Clax gets one, though. You're going to be aware of Moon. Back at the bomb site. Sees. Trying his best, but Moon dancing around the bomb site.
And he
survive, yeah?
Won't be able to survive.
So close.
Does go down.
I was too confident there. I think Moon was as well, but Ruby, they get another round. Important.
Yeah, they can obviously buy. They won the round, but I mean, looking at their money, it's still going to be a worth buy than 9 Pandas, despite them winning the round. Clax had more than enough cash. He can drop over a couple of weapons if needed, and that's what will happen. So, yeah, very good buy from 9 Pandas again, but this is a round that 9 Pandas are desperately going to need to win, really, because a 6-6 halftime score, that's not great. But if they can win this one, money will be in a pretty poor position for Ruby, and we should be able to see them potentially find 8, and that's when we can start to have the conversation about 9 Pandas potentially looking to go on and take this one.
And Charlie, this is all come from the fact that 9 Pandas, they've kind of decided to save and not gone for those hunts where they're in a 5v1 scenario, and it's just allowed them to have such strong finances. They lose the round, yet their opponents are the ones with 3 Galils, 2 AKs, limited util. I think it's that discipline that 9 Pandas had on their CT side that's just allowed them to have such strong finances. Obviously, finances somewhat drained now, so success here in round 11 will be key. Deledes gets one before getting traded. Katie, important kills here, but Glowing finding. But is this 3 versus 2? Pandas are favoured. Seized from heaven. Ooh, Sawalio. He hasn't spotted him.
Bit iffy there from Seas, but I just balance in the 1v2. Brought it to the 1v1. He's got util. Molly dropped. Going to delay Moon swing for now.
Oh, unfortunate for Idis Balance. The swing from Moon. So Ruby, they find 5. Poised to secure 6, as we mentioned, somewhat of a weak investment from Ruby in the last. We're going to be seeing something even worse for 9 Pandas here in the final round of this half. Moon, it's taken 12 to see the big green on him.
Yeah, it has looked like a little bit of a miscommunication from 9 Pandas in that retake situation. We saw Glowing fall towards main. Main player back away towards site and sees. Doesn't try to go for that kill. Potentially thinks that the main player isn't still back on site. I don't, it just felt a little bit off. These are slightly trapped, but little do they know, they've got free range towards ramp. KD behind, will take down the letters. Glowing gets found as well. All on Clax in the 1 versus 4.
Not really expecting much.
KD takes him down as well. It is that 6-6 halftime score that I mentioned. And I don't think this is good enough for 9 Pandas. I think they needed more. I think they had their opportunities to find more.
I think the one thing that I think 9 Pandas have on their side here is kind of, I've spoken about Ruby and their big problem on maps, and their biggest problem being their CT side win percentage. Obviously on Nuke it's pretty strong. It's a 63, which is obviously very, very strong on Nuke. But on other maps, I feel like we'll see a bit of an inadequacy on their CT side. So I feel like we need to see on the maps upcoming from Ruby, we need to see stronger performances on their CT side if they want the chance to win on maps like Anubis, maps like Overpass, because I think it's not been all too easy for them in the past.
Yeah, normally it normally is T sides that teams do seemingly struggle with. You normally look at a team and a game leader and say that's not a great T side they just called, or they're struggling with their T side setups. But yeah, it is interesting. Now Ruby are having a few issues on their CT side, but still this one, they do find themselves in a pretty good spot. I just Balance is taking a lot of space down here towards Secret. It is going to be this A-pop from 9 Pandas. Flashbang. Not worked out there. I just Balance finds his first into this round. Dex here in heaven. Desperately wanted to peek out, but you know how tough it is when all eyes are on you.
KD not being quiet about this. Dex will find Sneeze. Oh, important from Deledes. Dex is going to be aware of him now. Dex will find... Oh, bit of a spam from the USBs, but it wasn't Winter too secure. Dex getting 3 there, over double his kills now. As he heads to 5, but Ruby take the pistol round. They take the lead, and unfortunate for 9 Pandas. Might see a force from them though. Deledes can bring out an AK and armor, so I think we might be seeing that.
Yeah, another pistol that looked really good for the 9 Pandas early on. It did just spiral out of control.
Yeah, great from Dex though. We mentioned how kind of he needed to be a little bit patient, but once contact came through from his team, he just picked apart the 9 Pandas side.
Yeah, as mentioned, it's really tough when you are trying to retake from heaven and you're sort of the lone player, or the one that needs to make the contact. It is really challenging. There's so many angles for you to clear, and a really awkward sort of angle for you to do so. But as soon as you do see that anyone else taking contact away, Dex can strike, catch out players. Does a great job of it.
KD now playing the angle that we saw from Glowing earlier. I just Balance. He does seem aware of it, but we'll now just cross and KD can find. Oh, KD gets 2. Here sees switching weapons across. Scout in hand now.
On that scout, using it to his moon, almost catching him off. Might get a second chance at things, and will do so. He's not ready for someone to retake that garage position on the CT side. So 4 versus 2. Force Spy has it not worked out how 9 Pandas were hoping it would. Really
deep positions as well from the CTs in lobby. We've got Winter close here towards ramp, and Sawalio deep. Simple stuff from Sawalio, all on Glowing now. 1v4, bomb on his back. Can go down towards Secret, but the Heaven player can peek at any moment. The greatest of sprays from Glowing, and
I love that he's gone for a spray from that range.
I don't think he's going to be loving it too much, though, after that spray.
No, I mean, that's an ambitious spray there, seeing half your body miles away. Thinking, yeah, I'll take that spray. I'm confident in myself. Like you said, didn't work out. But imagine if it did.
He would have had 4 bullets heading down towards Secret.
4 bullets, 4 enemies.
Nice initial damage here from Dex. Ooh, lovely nade.
Oh wow, look at those nades everywhere.
Swallow's hungry.
There's a chance for a bomb plant here.
Quite luckily, the one SMG only found 1 pick, so it's not as though finances are going to be massively on the rise. But I think we are going to be seeing Moon drop his M4 over to KD, bring out the big green.
This was something you mentioned about. Have seen quite a few AWPers recently. Just a lot of maps like Nuke, just opted not to bring out the AWP at all on the T side, really. Maybe like the occasional 1 round, go for a bit of a peek somewhere if it doesn't work. I was watching a team decide not to pick up the AWP when there's 3 T's surviving, and just opting to have the AWP on a rifle. So I do think more and more teams now are just kind of content with just playing the 4 or 5 rifles on the T side until it's either really needed or until they switch sides.
I think sometimes the right approach. I feel like sometimes when you are on that T side and the AWPers kind of struggling to have that impact and struggling to find those openers because the CTs can just play pretty passively and try and deny any opportunities for the stead AWP. I feel like sometimes it's better to just bring out a rifle, go and brute force with your team. KD though, nice position here. Surely to catch off 1, can double down as well. And KD's been really key here for Ruby. Moon on the AWP will get 1 seized, eventually finding KD with that HE grenade. And in the meantime, looks as though Sualio has crept very close here towards Squeaky. And Sualio will find seized. Clax surely going to overlook the position here from Dex.
Yeah, KD looks sublime playing outside right now. Played so many different positions. So far, pretty much taking 2 kills every round. Just constantly giving Ruby this man advantage. And, I mean, things are looking so great. I mean, what a way to get the opening. Looking over the smokes, finds 1 great spray to find Idis balance as well. And just basically shuts down the round from the first 10-15 seconds.
Yeah, I think as well, 9 Pandas, for them to have a real chance to kind of have success outside, I think we're going to need to see the AWP on Idis balance. It's clear that Ruby, they like to kind of take that control and take these fights towards outside. Clax has made his way down vent. I'm liking what we're seeing here from the CTs though. They're not biting into it. No one playing close, aware that there's going to be Tech-9s, they're going to be Deagles. Let's utilize our kind of range advantage with these rifles.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, Clank. Obviously, it's a great position to be in, but you can't do anything with that position.
You're kind of out of it.
You can feel very useless.
KD as well now, looks as though he could be flashed through. Much going grey screen, but that's the problem. Where was the flash? Where was the util?
Yeah, probably did need a bit of a flash there. It felt inevitable, but not on this occasion. Weapon has been given across the glow-in.
Winter needing to reposition quickly. Quite luckily, they've made their way towards control, so he can just tuck himself in. Moon with the AWP will find seized. And that's the decision that 9 Pandas essentially mismade as they decide to go control. If they swung out double door, Winter would have been a little bit alone, very much isolated, and the bomb could have easily gone down, but Winter close to the smoke will be able to get 2. 2 versus 3 here. 20 seconds on the clock. Clax attempting to find a pick here, but this is such an awkward round. Yeah, they need to
somehow tried to cross the gauntlet, retrieve that bomb, and plant it. It feels like an impossibility right now. Dex will find the final play, and Ruby, another round win. A bit chaotic at the end, but with the bomb dropped, it felt like there was no chance 9 Pandas could ever take that, let alone even get the bomb plant.
Ruby have found 11 now, though. You know, I mentioned usually it's their CT side that's kind of lacking, but they've looked really, really solid here.
Yeah, I do think that's because KD has sort of been the instigator, and despite, although just complimenting him on the previous round, just pushes through the smoke into all of them on this one. It's still so much information to give to his team. 9 Pandas are fully shifting through that. We had, obviously, Winter go down very quickly. Back up towards the ramp room. We had a lot of help just off of the information, and would have been better if we could have seen Ruby get it without having to lose a life, but it was still valuable.
Thing is, it was just a Deagle instant headshot. If that didn't happen, I feel like we would have seen KD at least find one.
And that's the issue. In some of these 9 players' hands, you can't really expect them not to hit the Deagle headshot.
Yeah, I feel
Can't
like
gamble on that. KD again, not particularly healthy. Oh, but still, Klaxon Sawalio, great setup. 4-on-2 here, really great CT side push there. And now look, Caesar's just left guessing. Slowly having to clear out this lobby. Moon is holding the lines. So as soon as Seized steps out slightly too much, that'll be him out the round. KD again. Up against Glowing. Glowing opts not to take this fight. And like I mentioned, Seized oversteps. Moon finds him.
Finance is going to be weak for 9 Pandas, though, Charlie. Ruby, not only are they going to find 12, but they're going to be against weak weapons. It's going to be Galils, maybe AKs at best, but going 1v4, we'll get the first. Winter here's the drop off. We'll spot him and we'll find. Yeah, I feel like the problem that Ruby usually have on their CT side is these kind of aggressive pushes. We saw it from Sawalio right at the start of that round, where he kind of just maneuvered his way into Hut. And it's these aggressive pushes that usually are the problem for Ruby. They get caught out, and I feel like Ruby kind of only have 2 styles of play on their CT side. It's either, you know, just pure aggression and hope the kills come through, or they seem really defensive, and that's where things go a little wrong. But 9 Pandas, I don't think they've really just read into the idea of let's just hold an angle, because Ruby are taking aggression consistently.
As soon as we do see Ruby start to get punished for this aggression, that's when you can see things start to spiral. It feels like the CT side are just giving up these early kills and always giving the T's the advantage. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case in this game, as almost are finished with it by the looks of things, with a great couple of kills, everybody blinded. But back and forth after the smoke clears, Ruby are the ones in the advantage. I just balancing Seeds left to try to keep 9 Pandas on nuke for a little bit longer.
I like it from Seas, though. He's already just crept his way down vent. The CT's now going to have knowledge that it is that B bomb site, and the player in heaven could get caught off by Idis Balance. It is Moon with the AWP. Idis Balance would be able to upgrade, but oh, I like it from Moon. Ops against it. Just runs his way towards Secret.
Ruby playing this one so passively.
They've got so much util as well. Oh, all coming from the same angle.
Mollied off. No util being used, though. They know where Idis Balance is. Just with this Mac 10, they've got to be quick about this. Bomb's getting tapped. Jiggle has been missed, but the kill comes through.
Incredible there from Moon.
What a way to win it. The missed orb shot, but the Tech9 instantly, no hesitation. Look at the KD's health red. So they can look to take an early victory, as that should be the side that they are going to be starting on. Not by the looks of things, though. They are actually on the CT side, interestingly enough. That's where they've opted to play. Yeah, normally you will see a lot of teams when they choose the side, they will go for a T start.
Maybe they want a stronger finish. Some teams prefer to kind of. We see it on Vertigo, we see it on Anubis a little bit.
I mean, you've got to think for it as well. They just had a really great performance on their CT side. They just won 10 rounds in a row. Maybe they think this is a good time to sort of have that momentum shift on the weaker side. But in fact, they would have chose before. So
yeah. Either way, I like the decision. I like it though. We didn't really hear your prediction, Charlie.
I prefer not to speak. No, I think I will go. I think I've got to go 9 Pandas. I think it's got to be. It's their map pick. I thought coming into it, both teams would win their map pick. I think it's going to be the exact same thing. I think it could be a closer game. I still would predict 9 Pandas to have the slight edge at least.
Do I dare ask about Overpass this soon, or?
We haven't even had one round being played yet, but so far Ruby are looking hot here. Wow, that's not even close. That's a decent bit of range of the Julie, just tapping away, finding kills. 3 from him. And Ruby take the pistol round. We mentioned a good start required if Ruby wanted to take Anubis. That's certainly a way to get a good start. Force Buy surely not going to come through.
I think as well, Sawalio, it was kind of overshadowed by the success of KD and quite similarly Moon. I feel like Sawalio is always a player that can have those big rounds, and obviously the pistol round there being a key one. But I'm interested to see how Sawalio does play, because definitely a player to point out.
I mean, Sawalio had a really good pistol round on Nuke as well. A key player in that, so clearly a bit of a pistol round expert.
A lot of presence going to be coming his way as well, as he is that lone A defender. Glowing finds a nice opener onto Winter, and now they're going to be pushing through. Moon has retrieved the M4. Molotov been dropped, and Sawalio appraised him so heavily. The missed shots are devastating. KD eventually closes out and gets one. Ooh, wide balance. He will fall. Moon with that retrieved M4, taking down 2. Will allow Moon to get out the AWP in the next. Oh, Moon does it with the Julies.
Yeah, I mean, all things considered, not too bad around from Ruby. I mean, a couple of wisp sprays here or there, but Glowing finding the opening with a Deagle, and then not a single kill going the way of 9 Pandas. Actually, as clean as it gets, but Moonfred on that AWP as quickly as possible. 4-0 start from him here. We saw he had a bit of a slower start on Nuke, and you definitely put that down to him not having the AWP as much, not really wielding it. Finances not exactly allowing it, but obviously T-side can be a bit harder to AWP on a map like Nuke as well.
Yeah, the last game that I got to see from there Anubis, I believe it was, I think it was the 13-5 against Zero Tenacity on Nuke. But the way that Ruby played when we did see that AWP on Moon was incredible.
Quite a few Galils in play here for 9 Pandas. I like that they prioritize utility quite a bit. Have a nice chunk of it considering they didn't have a ton of cash. So I have taken a little bit of a hit on weaponry just to ensure they've got as much util as they need. Winter taking some space here. Getting some early information, but early kill goes the way of 9 Pandas. I disbalance.
Ooh. Baby. Quite unnecessarily taking contact there. We have the AWP of Moon holding. It would have been perfect, but looks as though 9 Pandas relinquish, going to make their way back towards B, and Dex get to spot a player. No kills, no deaths. Sure, that's going to change as 4 players heading their way towards B. Dex, tucked here with that MP9, needs some help from his teammates. Oh, the molly coming down. It's going to force him through. The letters will find Winter with the trade. It's a very possible 2-on-3 now.
Yeah, this has held them off a lot. The T's aren't fully out just yet. The spams are so close to connecting. No bullets finding their way through just yet. Winter.
Big risk.
Yeah, I mean, we can see them work out. Hasn't in this case. Moon going to want to keep hold of his sword, but Clack's already aware of this. Already towards the A main, starting to push his way through.
Oh, he would have been heard. Oh, that's unfortunate for Clack. Moon keep himself alive for now. It's unfortunate for Moon. Hasn't really had as much impact as he'd like here. So he's looking for a bit of a hunt himself.
Yeah, we did just see the
great.
Moon opt to, after losing 2 players, opt to go towards A. Clacks through quite a bit of util over there, just to try to keep that presence of Moon, sort of just keeping him towards that side of the map. So Clacks did a good job just to make sure Moon wasn't really in the round at all, and we saw when the players started to push towards B, Moon very much out of it, then the smokes come down, and the AWP's always going to have a tough time there.
We're going to see, a fairly strong investment in this one from Ruby. We've got the AWP, we've got 4 rifles. Util's not great. Don't have a kit either currently, so maybe we need to see a kind of a Sullivan HE grenade from Winter, but not opted for it. Moon.
I do actually love that. You used to see a couple of HE grenades coming out, sort of an old CSGO. But it always used to be like, let's get smoke, molly, double flash. We know how important these flashbangs are. But look how many people, look, KD, Sawalio, Winter, all are going for the HEs.
It's the nades of the smokes. And we're going to see it here
it's
from
just
Winter.
so important.
Ooh, Moon. Close to finding the opener there.
Had the opportunity, just not able to.
Smoke thrown. Yeah. Winter just trying to delay. Oh, they're going to go through it with a flash. Winter! Oh, he's kind of trapped. Galettes is aware of it. Dex, though, can get the trade. Quick trade from Clax, though, to find Dex. The Orb of Moon fell back towards CT. And I think already we could see a bit of a save. KD is going to be in this flank. Slash bang there from Moon. Got no kit, though, Charlie.
Yeah, and these smokes just being here for so long. It's just wasted a lot of time.
Ooh, glowing finding Sawalio. Kind of secured this round. KD will get one. Oh, can't be saved now. Great post plant there from the Pandas. It was unfortunate timing there for Winter. Somewhat trapped.
Yeah, needed a bit more support from his team earlier, just to try to take some pressure away from him, but 2-2 as the score is just going to be the eco from the CT side. No AWP going to be brought out in the next.
Something that we did see, though, from Ruby CT side is in the last couple of rounds, you know, 9 Pandas, they've decided to head towards B. In that last one, Moon was there. He was towards the B bomb site, but obviously just backed away, played behind the smokes, and obviously wants to keep himself alive. But I think at the same time, sometimes you've got to be within the thick of it, especially when you've got 2 more teammates alongside you. I think we could have had a possible round there for Ruby, but the fact that Moon was playing behind that smoke, it meant he isn't going to be having much impact at all.
Yeah, and that's going to be an issue, especially towards that B side of the map, where smokes are going to be in abundance, just getting thrown out everywhere, and unless you are playing around them, you can be just trapped on the other side. We've seen him go for a few pot shots through the smoke. Hopefully that isn't a sign for how this game's going to go for him.
I think what we potentially need to see is we need to see kind of some double A aggression with the AWP. We need to see maybe Moon playing a little bit more towards middle, because sometimes the B bomb site can be really tough, as you mentioned, just with the amount of smokes that are going to come down from the T's. Like we're seeing here from Ruby, denying any opportunity for Clax to make some money here with the MP7. MP7's a real weapon you don't get to see all too often.
Yeah, a few SMGs sort of in that boat.
UMP,
When was the last time you've
MP5.
seen a PP Bison in pro play?
I'll be honest, I reckon that gun's just out of play.
I genuinely think I've last seen it. This is a long time ago. I want to say it was NIP in the old sort of Get Right Forest days on Cash. When was the last time you've seen Cash in the map, though?
Yeah, I think obviously with
Cash.
With the introduction of only, a limited amount of weapons, you're never going to have the PP Bison in there.
Yeah, I mean, especially now, how it's not... Yeah, you can't buy every single weapon. At least back in the day, you might have been able to accidentally see someone miss by one and not be able to sell it. That might be the closest chance you have to see in the PP Bison, but I think it's fine that not all weapons have a place in the meta. Especially a gun with as poor armor pen as the PP Bison.
Yeah, that weapon is... It's not the cheapest of SMGs. It's not the most damaging. It's the only thing going for it is ammunition.
Yeah, 64. Not bad.
Not great, though.
Not bad, just the gun's bad.
Feels like you need about 64 bullets to get one kill with it.
That's if you get a couple of headshots in there as well.
Exactly. Well, we're reminiscing about the PP Bison, yeah?
Ruby, yeah, taking a decent bit of space. A little bit of damage to Sawalio. 1 minute on the clock, you can see Idis Balance is posted up towards mid. He'll be happy just to hold this angle for a while.
Yeah, Sawalio as well. Looks as though he might creep closer with the smoke towards Temple. KD's somewhat isolated. The good thing is they are going to be heading towards B, so KD can operate as with that quick rotation.
Idis Balance just dropping the molly, making his presence towards mid has allowed his team towards B Just takes so much space. Winter does find one, gets a second. He's in the Molotov though.
It's good from Winter.
Go down. Idis Balance finds the kill towards mid. Doesn't even need to re-peek, but he is there. So 2-on-2 here. That fight was huge. Clax takes down Katie.
Clax loses that one. Not only is it the bomb drop, but they know that Idis Balance is very much out of it. Moon gonna have a little bit of a look, but no kit, no utility. And Idis Balance gonna be posted up on this AWP now. Moon. Tap of the bomb. Idis Balance gonna be peeking. Moon's evaded his crosshair for now. It will go down. Attempting to save. 9 Pandas securing another. It's been a real streak of success from them.
Yeah, good looking stuff on their T side. Gonna have to be another weak buy from Ruby. 9 Pandas, they're happy to play down the clock. They like fully utilising the time.
Yeah, and having Idis Balance just posted up there so late, I feel like Ruby just weren't ready for it, not in the slightest. If we did see Clax fall, though, I thought when he was peeking, it was a bit of a risk. Because we could have quite comfortably seen that go into a 2-on-1 in Ruby's favour. The bomb down, limited time. I like the confidence from Clax, knowing that he's got the ability to find that kill. And see what we saw, he certainly did. But I feel like it was a bit of a risky call.
I mean, you understand why both players took the fight. They know that their opponent's teammates are miles away. There's no chance of trades going to come through. So if you win this fight, you pretty much give your team such a strong position in this round. Nice find there, dropping down from middle.
Maybe fight. They are falling back, in fact.
Yeah, falling back towards middle, seized. Taking a lot of space. Finds Moon as well.
Yeah, Sawalio not in the greatest of positions here. They're going to be aware that A main's a point of contention. He's peeking, Seized finding. Nice round from Seized. 2 really key kills secured. Also got the Mac 10 on decks. Winter. Ooh, Idis Balance is holding. Probably not a shot he's going to miss. Ooh, I say that. He did.
Winter's Deagle can't connect to the head. 9 Pandas take the round, losing a couple of players in the process, but the call from Siege was everything. Losing the first player. You see, Ruby didn't have loads of players towards B, but it was a good setup for these pistols, with people having to run through smokes and things like that. We can see the 5-7 in those positions really having so much impact, but Siege makes the call just because of the amount of space he's got mid, and then not only that, finding Moon. Finding Sawalio towards A. Game-changing round.
We see them all back out for Moon. Potentially invested a little too much in the last. That's why we aren't seeing much utility in play. Moon once again, though. Currently playing towards B. Interesting that we're seeing this continual triple B setup from Ruby. Oh, are they going to nade the smoke? There they are. Push through. Oh, Katie. Should have found a double there, but the spray on the first was not good at all. Obviously enough to find C's, but we surely needed to see 2 kills coming through that.
Release a bit of damage onto the second. But look at this. 3 bits of util remain for Ruby, 2 of which are HE grenades. Max might have a bit of a 1v1 here. Moon is looking like he's creeping forward to join his teammate. Swallow spotted, but still finds the first kill. Stays for longer and it works out. Takes down Glowing.
Ledez could fall. Similar to his teammates, an incredible round from Sawalio. Moon ends it all. I was going to mention, Ruby are in a bit of a tough scenario. You mentioned they had 3 pieces of util. Not one of them was a smoke. We didn't have a kit for them. Obviously, we had weaponry in play, and look what the weaponry did do. Sawalio getting 3. Really key stuff there, but no kit could have been a little bit costly, a little bit tough. I like what we're seeing from 9 Pandas. They lose their first gun round straight away, calling a tactical timeout. I want to see this again.
It wasn't the cleanest, but either way, Sawalio's was 3 1v1s he took. Every single one he won.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Took any damage actually in any of them.
Letters just kind of jiggled and it cost him. And it was a long streak of success for 9 Pandas, but already look at the finances remaining, Charlie. Obviously having enough to invest in this one, but a loss in number 9 should allow Ruby to tie things up.
Yeah, this is a really key round for Ruby to try to sort of get back into this game a little bit.
Once again, we've got Moon playing towards the B-bomb site. Oh, Deledes. It's all going to be on a gamble. Flashbang can come through from Idis Balance. He comes through from Deledes. Winter just backs away, sends a nade. Deals a lot of damage to Deledes.
Clack's being chipped down as well. Oh, another nade comes through. Deledes really feeling the heat. And we'll just back away for now. 1 minute on the clock, no real space has been taken from the T side. Forced back in a lot of areas, but you can see Ruby now taking space on A. Rosette will just confirm this place is clear, this portion of the map. But the rotations do need to come through, because this is a lot of information, but right now, it's still your standard setup.
Charlie, they've only got one flashbang as their whole util set for Ruby. The thing is, they shouldn't really be caught with util in hand, so as you can say, it goes their way. A shot there. Idis Balance tagged down heavily. Going will find Winter. Oh, gets the first. The one flashbang they do have remaining has been used vitally.
See, it does come through. Look how low both these players are.
Swallow's on a long flank. Oh, Katie needs to find C's there. And C somehow comes out of it alive. Sawalio. Oh, Sawalio now being held. Idis Balance going to be peeking shadow spotted. Sawalio now 1 versus 1 seized. Been in plenty of these scenarios in his career. Heard the step. C's surely going to be swinging at any moment. Missed shots from C's. Sawalio now aware. C's attempting to back away. And C's still wins it. An impossible round for C's. Yeah, he still somehow musters, somehow makes things possible. He was trapped on default. Never should have survived the first, let alone the second. And 9 Pandas find success.
Yeah, that is crazy, the impact that Seized had there. 3 kills in total, I believe. This was huge. Both instantly finding the headshots. 38 HP, trapped on the side. Just 2 bullets is all that was needed. And not a single one was even connected.
That's rough for Ruby, but 9 Pandas.
Moon has really struggled to find any impact in this game so far. He's not bottom fragging on his team or anything. He's actually joint top.
Charlie, this is so obviously an A hit now. Not only did Ruby take control towards middle from KD, but similarly towards B. So Sawalio in a bit of a world of hurt. Unfortunate there not to find one. Moon posted up on the angle, but already players have crossed. KD down to 12 HP from that HE. Moon needs to be very cautious. Spots the first and we'll find an advantage here. Ooh, Clax! Key headshot there.
Clax has been brought down low. Idis Balance is holding the flank. All about timing for Dex. There's no defuse kit, so they've got to get on the bomb within the next 10 seconds or so.
Yeah, winter falling, things get really tough. Nice shot from Idis Balance. Dex attempting to bait out the bullet. But 9 Pandas securing a 7th. They do take the half hit. Ruby, they get all this information. They know it's going to be this A play. The fact Sawalio finds nothing is really unfortunate, especially with the position he was playing in. He wasn't flashed off the angle. He wasn't know he was in a Molotov and had to swing out.
Yeah, it wasn't a good position. Just couldn't manage to connect the bullets. Ruby, I mean, this could be a very different game. We probably should be in a 6-6 scoreline right now.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like Ruby, that's kind of 2 rounds in a row now that I guess I don't want to say they've thrown it away, but 9 Pandas have.
But they definitely had good chances. It feels like it's definitely been advantaged for them.
I think that's something that we are going to be looking at if this does go that 3rd map, because You mentioned it, we should be looking at a bit of a level playing field. Oh, Winter taking so much damage through the flames. Will eventually go down to Seized, and Seized has had an incredible half. Only 13 and 7. Top of the leaderboard right now. That flash isn't going to do much, KD. He sends it back into Temple.
It does get some space though, able to get himself out on site. Just not do anything with it. Sawalio so low. Gonna try to keep hold of this weapon.
Not going to be easy though. That's an 8th for 9 Pandas.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting at the halftime switch what we are going to be seeing from Ruby, because you mentioned earlier their CT side is normally what they struggle with more.
Oh, it's all about timing here. They're back to back. Ledes does find no M4 in the next. Wally will actually be able to bring one out, but weaponry for the rest of the guys is going to be really, really poor. And yeah, I feel like Moon, there's been plenty of opportunities for Moon while wielding the AWP, but I feel like just hasn't really had that impact.
Yeah, he's got some kills, but it just hasn't yet really been able to actually do anything impactful with it. FAMASs are out, MP9 and the M4 of Sawalio.
Other round no defuse kits.
Money has really been an issue here for Ruby. Just the lack of rounds that they've been able to win have been really costly. Sawalio going to be playing behind the pillar and instantly forced off as soon as he goes there.
Rotations coming through here for Ruby. Idis Balance might just be looking for these openers. Look on the front of this bomb site. Clack's getting a double. I think they're just going to make their way back towards B.
Yeah, opens up just so much room. There's no need to make a risk here. You know there's at least one player towards A. Chances are two. Just make the gamble.
Yeah, I feel like not only in the killing department is where C's has looked incredible, but I feel like the calls he's made really, really key.
Yeah, he does some excellent calls. Some really, really excellent calls in this game. And 1 kill away from this half being confirmed, 9-3.
There it is, Idis Balance. I feel like we haven't really seen anything flashy from Idis Balance. It's just been, I'm holding an angle, they're going to peek me, I'm going to kill them. And I feel like that's exactly what you want from your AWPer. I feel like you can have AWPers that have those kind of crazy moments where they're getting, you know, incredible flicks and making these plays. But I feel like Idis Balance, he's got his own game plan of just simple stuff, and it really worked. I feel like the most impactful kill we saw in the whole game was probably when he was deep towards kind of house, I believe, in middle, just holding towards camera, delayed rotations. It allowed the team to go towards B. It delayed Ruby rotating there, and I feel like that's the impact that Idis Balance has, and it's not as though he's kind of required to do anything fancy.
Well, Idis Balance can make these really crazy plays. I think we asked quite a while ago now. Idis Balance on Anubis having an insane round towards that B bomb site, but you don't always need your AWPer to do that. And in a game like this, where he really isn't required to be doing that, just sort of hold your angle, do your job, and that's exactly what we've been doing. Flashbang does come through, pissed around here. The Jawley's close up, glowing, only finding one actually.
Yeah, sadly, Bullet's not connecting to the head. Clax will get one. Oh, see, he's so fast, so ready. We'll find him. Idis Balance eliminating. It's KD. 1v2, 28 HP, and Seized will find Seized 15 and 7.
Another impactful round from Seized. 2 kills there. 9 Pandas hit 10. Double digits already in this game. And I mean, like I was saying, I do think 9 Pandas should definitely be looking to take Anubis, and they're on track to do so.
Charlie, something that me, you, and Atro, we all kind of spoke about in the break is we were talking about kind of players having those key moments, players really stepping up, and we kind of said that it's a little bit unfortunate sometimes for in-game leaders because you don't really see them having those crazy moments, having those big games, and I feel like the in-game leaders, they won't be praised when you win, and they're usually heavily kind of scrutinized when you lose, yet these having a great game, not only in the calling department, but also individually. So it's nice to see the in-game leader here having these big, impactful rounds.
Smoke is down, pushed through. Klax finds one. It is the force buy. And starting off really poorly. Starting, but also finishing pretty much at the same time. Idisbalance finds the final kill. Not a single player found on the force buy of Ruby. I mean, look, Klax was brought down low, but that was it. That was the only real significant thing you can mention about Ruby's round there. Just trying to grey screen for a smoke. You see, first kill goes away, Klax, and the rest can't make it even out the smoke. Dead before they can.
Charlie, we spoke about the kind of second portion of Nuke being heavily one-sided. The whole of Anubis has been so one-sided here. 9 Pandas. It looks really dominant. Nice shot there from Moon.
They're doing his best to make sure Seized can't play this round.
Yeah, no impact in this one.
Issue is, though, even with that kill, that's a weapon that can't be retrieved, and you're still unarmored pistols up against this full buy. It's not the best buy you can ever imagine 9 Pandas would be having, but it is still a buy nonetheless. Deledes is going to be backing away from Electric, making his way towards back of sight.
Ebony utility. Oh, nice deep shot there from Dex. Deledes dancing around the back of the bomb site. Needs to start connecting the bullets, but minimal ammunition remaining in the magazine. Flashbang coming through. You look away, peeks into 3 and able to find 1. But it's a 2-on-2 here, Charlie. It's a real possibility. Oh, Winter's Deagle. Moon's got a double so far. Could find a third here. It's all going to be about timing. Flats finds the first, spots the second, and will eliminate. And although we do see 9 Pandas victorious and with 9 opportunities to close out the series, a costly round for them.
Yeah, I mean, costly, but they're not going to mind it. It's a bit of a bonus round anyway. Weapons weren't perfect. But, I mean, you have to look at it. As soon as we see Klax find the first player there, it was almost guaranteed that he was going to find the next.
Look, Charlie, I've been made to look a little silly. That kind of 2-0 prediction for Ruby. It can still happen.
They can still... I mean, they can technically still win this game, but they can still win the series.
Yeah, the series is still a possibility, but... Let's be honest, if 9 Pandas are unable to win things here on Anubis, comeback of the year, probably.
Oh, this certainly would be one of the most insane comebacks, but I don't think we need to get too ahead of ourselves, especially now Idisbalance shuts down Moon, finally back on the big green and instantly ripped out of his hands.
Yeah, I mentioned how a lot of Idisbalance's kills have come from quite simplistic scenarios, but that had a bit of flair, bit of essence to it.
Yeah, through the smoke, through the grey screen. Look at this 3A setup right now. Just got Seized holding mid very passively. Molotov is going to force Idisbalance off.
9 Pandas though, they're 4 kills away. And so far they've got a great read. Ruby looks as though they want to split their way through B.
Yeah, Molly is going to be holding them back for now.
Nice find from Swalio. Idisbalance
things up here. Look at this mid take. Players creeping in the back lines. B players aren't even aware.
Yeah, Seized. Take some control. But yeah, as you mentioned, these B defenders of Glowing and Deledes need to be a little bit cautious. Swalio again, though. Oh, unfortunate.
Oh, it's so much work to do. Can't even find one. Idisbalance will just be keeping hold of this AWP in play. So Ruby, they will have a bit of a lifeline in this one, but they're going to need so many more rounds, Fred.
Well, they lost the opening pick, and the fact they've kind of kept 4 players alive is pretty incredible. I think 9 Pandas, it's clear that they wanted to give up some control towards middle, but in doing so, there were so many unknowns. Yeah, Idisbalance is a little bit trapped. Winter's in a very nice position.
I just don't know if they'll be ready for him in this angle, though, so I don't know if he'll really get taken down. I don't know how much Ruby want to commit into it. And Ice Balance can drop over a weapon. Clax can buy. We could still see a £9 investment if they choose to.
Yeah, I'm interested because I think an investment, they're able to do so, but we're going to have MP9s. We're going to have maybe even a Deagle. Oh, it's a 5.7 and a Deagle. They've opted for utility over weaponry. I'll be honest, I think it's the right approach. When you've got an AWP, when you've got 2 rifles, I feel like you've got enough weaponry there. I feel like util, it seems to be a big problem with Ruby. Same with the kits and on that CT side. And it's nice to see that 9 Pandas, they're opting for the equipment over the firepower. And not to take away from them with these weaker weapons, that's unfortunate. Vex and Winter starting things off very nicely for Ruby. I like the idea of the aggression there, something that was somewhat necessary for 9 Pandas, but Ruby, they've got 3 kills, not a single point of damage yet.
Yeah, much better here from Ruby. The issue is it feels like however cleanly, however well they played these rounds, it's only a matter of time. It's 12-4 currently. It's just one mistake from anybody on your team can unravel around.
We saw it though, 9 Pandas, when they kind of had the opener in the round previous to this with Iris Balance on the AWP. It was still Ruby playing, pretty aggressively. They're taking control. They're playing as a unit, and I really like to see it. I feel like what we need to see from Ruby is, even if they do make that little mistake, even if they do kind of lose the opening duel, they still need to have that level of aggression. They can't really just fall back and decide to hit a site, because we've seen how strong 9 Pandas are. So I think something that Ruby need to do is, when they are a little bit disadvantaged, when they do lose the opening pick, when they make that first mistake, they can't drop their heads, because, as you mentioned, Charlie, it's 1 round in a set. That's it. All it takes.
Yeah, and that's the hardest thing for a team to do, to be able to constantly do your best to battle back in a game like this. Dink does come through from glowing, so Wario will take him down, so nothing being saved in the next. But it will just be that eco regardless.
Yeah, I think the one beneficiary here for Ruby is, don't get me wrong, we're not expecting them to take things here on Anubis. It's still possible, but very unlikely. The thing is, for Ruby, if they can at least get themselves 8-9 rounds, it's still going to instill them some confidence as they head to Overpass. If this game did end like 12-3, or 13-3, sorry, as we kind of thought it could have done, that's where things would have been a little bit unfortunate. Heads are going to drop. They're not going to be having that confidence and that kind of the ability that's needed in these long drawn out best of threes. Because after you take map 1 on your own map pick pretty dominantly, you're thinking nothing can beat you. You're thinking that you are the team to do it. And then for you to then lose even more dominantly, you can always see a little bit of despair amongst the team. So hopefully for Ruby, they can get a couple more rounds here, instill some more confidence as we head to Overpass, because they're definitely going to need it. 9 Pandas, they look really good in Overpass. A little bit unfortunate that Overpass is being removed from the pool, but it happens.
We get to hang on to the hope of it.
This could be the last event with Overpass.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna miss it. Definitely gonna miss it.
I already want it back.
I want it back, and we're still casting it regularly. So
yeah, I think the thing is, I think everyone was disappointed when Trains was gone. Same with Cash, same with Cobble. I really want to see a bit of a rotation of the maps like Mirage, like Inferno. Bring back the Cash, Cobble, Overpass.
Don't bring back Cobble.
Not Cobble? Train?
Cobble used to be good like 10 years ago, but then they made changes on it, and it's horrendous. Yeah, but the updated Cobble was so bad. It's not even fun to play. It's just awful. So if they bring back the old one, I'm down. But even then, the map was pretty bad, but it's fun to play. It's not a bad idea. Maybe like every major cycle a new map. Or every
I think that would be.
Even.
I think that would be interesting. Yeah, every year would probably be a bit better. I think it'd be interesting. I think it'd be good, but I think at the same time, I think it would just be a bit awkward where the map pool's just continuously changing, like really frequently.
It'd be an interesting talking point. It'd be an interesting topic.
Well, look, when was Anubis brought into pro play?
About a year
maybe a little bit longer, a year and a half.
It was before Go.
Yeah,
before CS2 at least, and that was August. From what I'm aware. I think it's been about a year.
Either way, I feel like it'd be nice to see some of the older maps being brought back in.
Fred, this could be the final round here, but Sawalio, and just like that, I say it could be the final round. 9Pandas kick things off with the opening kill, and a flurry of kills instantly go the way of the T side.
I like it from Winter. He's got the information. These final two players are both still towards B, so we are going to be seeing this progression here from Sawalio, taking some deep space, and it's definitely necessary.
Yeah, Bomb is slowly going to make his way to the A-bomb site. Glowing is just so low. Even if the first kill goes the way of 9Pandas, it's still going to be such a tough round.
Charlie, it's another scenario, though, where 9Pandas are the ones who get the opener. It was Dexter full first.
Yeah.
But it's clear that Ruby, they're not too bothered by it. They still have their kind of their game plan, their ideas of what they want to achieve, and Sawalio getting doubles like that, certainly going to make things easier for Ruby to find successes.
What's going spotted there?
It was now.
Taken down. The Letters does find one. Leaves the AK. A bit of a hunt's coming through. One more kill found with the double swing. Timing's good. So nothing will be able to be invested in the next.
I like it from Ruby. I think that things are getting a little close now. I think 9Pandas, they've realised that although they've still got 5 opportunities to do it, it's not anywhere near as one-sided as it once was. We mentioned how strong Ruby's T side is, and I like that Ruby are going for hunts here. They've got plenty of players with strong finances, and I feel like they don't want to give any chance to 9Pandas to kind of take weapons away in the next. And obviously, having an AK among the pistols would make it a little bit easier, somewhat possible. So I like that Ruby are going for those hunts. I think if there was only maybe 2 players kind of alive and one of them falls in that hunt, then maybe not the best idea. But the fact they've kept 2 players, it is enough.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. The game's getting closer, but it's still a long way away. It's 4 rounds in a row that we've seen now from Ruby.
Haven't got over the midpoint yet. After this one, I think that's when they realise, okay, look, this could be possible now.
But 4 rounds in a row was more than they found in the entire game before this. Idis Balance does find the opening kill. Doesn't take any damage for it.
You can drop this over to Klax.
It looks like that's what they could be doing. But obviously not to.
Yeah, Winter needs to be a bit cautious here. He's on his own.
5-7 in positions like this can be devastating.
Yeah. If the Letters has spotted him, Swallow is going to be by its side. Oh, the drop down on the P250! He finds one, but Winter, he gets 3.
The triple, that looked like it was it, Fred.
It looks impossible.
Weak buy. I thought they had that in the bag, but no. Ruby find another.
I don't know how Winter was still alive there. It was a perfectly timed crunch. Dropped down there from seized.
Yeah, not perfect enough, though, to stop Winter's triple. Moon finds Idis Balance, takes the AK out of their hands. Still, obviously, a buy going to be coming through in this one from 9Pandas. But they do need to start to get some, well, I say some rounds, some more opening kills and doing something with them. Because they're not actually having issues finding the first kill. We saw it once again there from Idis Balance this time. But it's just after they find it, we need to see a bit more.
Yeah, it seems as though they really struggle to kind of gain anything from the opening. Hopefully for 9Pandas, they will be able to close this one out. It would be devastating for them to not even have a chance on overpass.
Yeah, I mean, that would be... we mentioned about, oh, imagine if this comeback happened, or it would be crazy. It's... I'm not saying anything too soon, but we are starting to get to that that possibility. I think if they can get one more round, then I'm going to start to believe that this is possible.
Yeah, I think once they breach double digits, that's when 9 Pandas
It sort of used to be double digits when sort of a team used to be on 15, but now there's only 12. Sort of does feel like 9, 8, 9 might even be when you start to consider it. So down towards electric, but the T's are looking towards mid. We've seen this setup from 9 Pandas before. They have
AAA.
C's just holding mid passively.
It's not a bad approach. It's not kind of the worst idea. I think the problem is it leads 9 Pandas to be very hesitant for the amount of unknowns, because we can see a late lurk towards middle pretty comfortably. All it takes is one smoke grenade towards camera, and we're going to see a crunch on B. And Ruby perfectly called, as they are going to be making their way towards the B bomb site, just Glowing and Deledes to defend. Got a Molly and nade on Deledes, Glowing without any util, so done to work with. Nice Molly there outside camera. 35 seconds on the clock. Okay, they're going to be pushing through the smoke. Oh, Katie finds Deledes. And Dex eliminates Glowing. Nice openers.
Save's got to come through. The T's can hunt. They've got tons of money. Obviously, even if they lose everybody going for it doesn't matter. There's no second chances. They need to keep this going. It's going to be 9 on the board, Fred. This is going to be 6 in a row now from Ruby.
Charlie, there might only be 2 more final full buys for 9 Pandas. I think the save is the right call.
They can save these weapons.
Yeah, but and look at the finances of Ruby. They're gonna go for the hunt. Yeah. Surely there's no downside, not at all.
Moon is just holding for now. Seeing if anyone peeks, but T's are taking their time. First spotted. Winterfire's the first eye balance. Drops on down to the site. That's all we're gonna see. A little bit of final shots fired off, but one player does go down. We can see weapons dropped across and a buy come out now for 9 Pandas.
I think it's the right decision. It will allow them to have 3 full investments. Or 2 full investments, sorry. I think it is the right choice.
Saving is going to be key. That's why I'm surprised we didn't see more of a hunt from Ruby.
But look, Charlie, all Ruby need 3 more rounds and we go OT. I like it from Idis Balance. Very aggressive push. Peaks with the AWP. Already chipped down to 37 points of health, though. I'm wondering why 9 Pandas aren't taking a little bit more control towards middle, because that's where Ruby generally are finding a fair bit of space. It's kind of suffocating the CT side of 9 Pandas. Ooh, Deledes going to look for a bit of a timing, but the AWP of Moon holding. Nice opener for Ruby. We've got the low HP Idis Balance as well to mention. Sawalio gets quite deep on his own. And Ruby, they take a lot of space towards A. But with Sawalio falling, it kind of gives it up.
This fight. KD, is he going to be aware of Clax? No! It's Vantage 9 Pandas now.
Yeah, this could be it, Charlie. This could be the beginning of the end. They're going to push through the smoke. Oh, Winter, such an unnecessary risk. It's just the same. What are we witnessing? It was 50 seconds on the clock, Charlie. We had 2 players on the B bomb site. There was no need at all for them to jump through that smoke. But Ruby, they go through, they die.
But Fred, I think we're going into it already. I think action is jumping straight into this one. Not much of a break. I was going to also say, I think ninth round is going to be very important to see what team starts on what side. Because you mentioned about getting that AWP going as early as possible. 9 Pandas starting on the CT side. Does mean that Idis Balance should be able to get a bit of an early lead on the AWP and Jules.
Big game though for both these sides. The decider will get themselves a spot in those semi-finals. Currently, it is Bet Boom waiting for the victor. Those will be played tomorrow as well, and the grand final as well played tomorrow. So by the end of tomorrow, we will have
exciting day tomorrow, isn't it?
A lot of CS, a lot of big games, but still quarterfinals action underway. Still got another quarterfinal game to be seen tonight. It's going to be Miles NXT versus Endpoint, but still one more map between these two.
Yeah, more action still left in this one. Still a lot of question marks after we saw on map 1 and map 2. It really is, like Atro said, it really is a coin toss. It feels like it could go either way.
Ruby making some noise, exiting connector. Bit of a rotation coming through. Black's playing close to Monster. Flashbang comes through and they're blinded. Information gathered. Sees gets himself on the bomb site.
I mean, 30 seconds on the clock. This is a really slow played pistol round right now from Ruby, but still advantage for the CT side.
Bombs up on Banana.
Bullets are being fired off. There's not a lot of time left. These kills have to come through quickly. Moon spearheading the attack. That's the bomb going down. Idis Balance gonna be swinging on, finding or not finding Cade, but Glowing doing what his teammate couldn't, and the round is done. Really, really slow played round from Ruby, and doesn't work. And they're gonna kill him off the time. This is gonna be so brutal. Maybe he can just survive. Seized, creeping forward, and he does go down. Dex gets nothing from the pistol round loss. He's on $450, Fred.
Yeah, it was a bit awkward. Even killing him or not after time, it didn't matter. The fact he kind of didn't die before the timer went off.
But at least you could say, oh, he's got armor. We can go for a bit of a force. Maybe he can get a P250, something like that. But I genuinely don't think I've ever seen someone die after time on a pistol round.
Yeah.
How many times do you see pistol rounds go that long? Let alone someone die after time. That is crazy stuff there. Ruby are losing out on the pistol. Nine Pandas do get the early lead on the CT side.
I think Ruby, I know this is a bit outlandish, Ruby have to win this round, otherwise I think this game is going to be really tough for them, because it's the dying after time, it's the lack of being able to just save, because it was only ever going to be a save in this second, an eco here, and the fact they are having to force this, if it doesn't go their way, Nine Pandas, they're going to go on a 3-round lead just from a poor decision. You know,
I mean, that's the thing.
Swinging,
you can certainly go on those four. You can certainly go for those force buys, but with Dex dying, it does kind of feel like it forces Ruby's hand, maybe a bit more than they would have wanted. Early kill will go the way of Nine Pandas as well to pile on the pressure on this T side.
Potentially, the better play would have just been to have 4 AKs and a Mac 10 in the next.
Yeah, I mean that's the question, isn't it? There's a lot of fine margins in CS that you can always talk about.
Winter
what could have been the best play. It's another very slow played round, approaching the 30-second mark. T's are split. Moon with the bomb on his back is making his way up towards A. The Deagle not connecting, but nor is the MP9.
Yeah, Nade shy of dealing optimum damage to Glowing. I'm just going to attempt to be planted here towards A. Idis Balance, rifle has rotated. There is a slight gap to work with. Oh, Idis Balance will still find the Moon. Falls the Clacks. And Glowing is
MP9. We can see Dex
yeah, again. Surely not.
That would be... Honestly, it would be comedic at that point. It would be so ridiculous. And I don't think I could help but laugh. But no, he does die at the regular time. Dies how he should during the round timer.
Yeah, Ruby are taking things a little slow here. And I feel like from what we saw from Nine Pandas CT side on Anubis, they didn't really like to take that much control on that CT side. So I feel like I understand Ruby's idea for it. I feel like if Nine Pandas do change their ways and look to try and take that control, things could get a little tough for Ruby, because it just allows Nine Pandas, there's so much time for them to kind of get those deep flanks kind of optimized. But it's all about whether Nine Pandas decide to kind of shift their game plan.
Another opening kill for the CT side, but obviously it is just this weak eco in this one. Couple of pistols invested, no armor behind them, so Glowing started to farm up some cash. Seized fine index as well. The MP9s very much having their impact.
Yeah, no casualties. I wonder what we're going to see here. I could really expect C's dropping that MP9 and playing the M4 of Idis Balance, and we see an AWP in play, because Although
See,
the
I don't think
finances
he
are...
would. I think Caesar's someone who is more than happy to drop down onto these SMGs and play, and I feel like he's going to have something in the locker, a certain call to try to make most of these SMGs, try to get up in the face of Ruby.
I don't mean more for him to get himself on an M4, I mean more just to get Idis balance on the AWP. Because it's the first real gun round from Ruby, it's their first opportunity to kind of swing things back in their favour, and I think with the AWP on Idis balance, it could just shut down any chances.
Great nade there from Idis balance initially. Half HP on Moon. 25 points of damage onto KD as well. But not a lot of control has been taken in the early portion of this round from Ruby. Are just making their way out of playground now. Going to be taking long. Flashes come through, confirm it's clear, and we can start to see players advancing in that position.
The real problem with them taking things really slow is Ruby are going to have to burn a lot of utility to take all of this control. And with limited time remaining, when you kind of are in those last second chances and your opponent's just sitting on the bomb site, when you don't have enough util to kind of late exec, things can get a little tough. But once again, Charlie, it's the opener going the way of 9 Pandas.
It's actually a bait towards long. Idis balance is over on that side of the map as well, but main brunt of Ruby's attack is coming from Monster.
A lot of work to be done here from Ruby. Swalio going to be looking for these openers. Idis balance will get one. Klax as well, eliminating. Klax finds a second. The bomb can be planted, won't be denied here. They have finally spotted Moon. Gets his first. 1v5 for Moon. Best of luck. Certainly no easy pass. Oh, okay, Moon. Brings it to a 1-on-3. Another nade comes its way. Really don't think there's a world he wins it, and he knows it. He just backs away. Okay.
Yeah, this is...
I like it. I think it's the right decision.
I don't mind it. I think he's doing this so he can bring out an AWP in the next, potentially. Because they got the bomb plant, it's full loss bonus. It'll be interesting. He does have enough so he can drop over this AK, but instantly goes full util. Ops against it.
I still think after Moon gets those 2 kills and is hit by the nade, it's a 1 versus 3. He's low HP. He doesn't really have util to try and win the clutch. I think you rarely see players go for a save there, but you know, all he's going to do is maybe get one more at best and then go down, give up an AK. And the fact that Ruby didn't really have perfect finances, it means he can drop an AK to a teammate. So I think statistically, it's the right move to make. Look at what these rifles are doing here for Ruby. A double opener. Swali and KD combined. Give them that 2-man advantage. Swalio's so low, 1 HP. Only the 1 HE grenade on Idis balance. It will be his first round with the big green, though, now.
Yeah, he's got to have impact with this. Got to try to find something somewhere. Could be seeing a boost on top of site. There's nothing being seen. Swalio not getting spotted. Idis balance will have a chance to find one towards mid.
Ooh, it's all going to be about timing here. Blowing, he spots out 2. Information on the 3rd as well from the steps. Blowing.
The lack of movement just...
Was he stuck on a pixel or something?
Well, there's a lot he was stuck on, but I don't know if he was deliberately playing that. I'm entirely sure. Idis balance does find one, so he gets a kill back. That's going to be an indication to Ruby now that, okay, it's not a gamble stack towards B.
He's rotating down.
He's started to rotate. It's a really smart play from him. He's got that HG grenade that you mentioned.
These will get one before falling. A lot of work for Glowing to do here. He has got a nice position. Going to be dodging these flashes. Dex could fall here. Dex does die. Idis balance. Oh, nice shot there. And Glowing maneuvering himself through the smoke. Moon goes back to pillar. Moon will win the fight. He bests the clutch. It got very close. Nice attempt there from Glowing, but sadly doesn't hit that instant headshot.
Yeah, buy can still coming through, and this is what I was actually questioning more about Moon saving in that 1 versus 3. At least he could have done damage, maybe a bit more to the 9 Pandas economy in this one. They are going to be able to get a full buy out. And they are using a tactical pause to fully discuss what it is they are going to do. You can see Ruby, their money is on tender hooks. Not a lot of cash remaining.
Yeah, something that we did see a fair bit from Nine Pandas throughout is them utilizing these tactical pauses, yet not so much from the side of Ruby. So hopefully we will be seeing a little bit more of that from them, because I feel like even just a little bit of time to kind of talk things through, it's so important. Important double here. Even after it being a 5v3, the fact it brought to a 1-on-1, in fact a 2 versus 1 at a small point there for the Pandas. Pretty impressive stuff.
Yeah, I mean, those 2 kills were everything. They really did change things up. Because although damage was dealt, it wasn't easy for Nine Pandas to get those kills back.
Double AWP in play, Charlie. We got Glowing and Idis Balance. Very interesting stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this is why they called that pause, to discuss these things over. Idis Balance is posted up, creeping down, finds the first.
Impressive.
Backs away slightly, Deledes has to be careful. So many bodies could emerge from Monster.
Yeah, now Idis Balance just posted up on the angle. Flashbang's going to come over. Molly down, Clax. Rifle in hand, will find one. Idis Balance eliminating Winter as well. 2 on 5. Nine Pandas. You mentioned the pause coming through and the game plan. It's worked to perfection, Charlie. Hardly any damage taken. Yeah, they've got these 3 kills.
Yeah, Moon and Cade have to try to find a way to do something here. Could look for another save if that's what they wanted. Moon technically could drop over a Galil, something along those lines. Still, loss bonus is high, so Walio probably can buy. But just 30 seconds to try to delay for. I think Nine Pandas wouldn't even consider going for a hunt. I think they'd be more than happy to keep their money growing once again. Double AWP, we know how costly it is.
I think as well, there's no risk. Nine Pandas, they've got a hefty lead. It's going to be, you know, a 5-1 scoreline now. They know that they want to be as consistent as possible on this CT side, especially because of how weak they will know that Ruby's general CT side is. So if Nine Pandas, if they can fight 8 rounds here, it'd be absolutely incredible. I'm sure they're going to be looking for more, and so far so good if they can kind of continue the streak.
One of the most important things, though, for Nine Pandas is that this double AWP setup has been dropped. Okay. That's interesting. They've decided against it. See, I was going to say, Nine Pandas, their double AWP hasn't been made aware of, I don't think. I don't think they're aware of Glowing's AWP.
I think it's because Idis Balance wanted to go for a pick towards B. They know how important having the AWP towards A is. And I feel like now we're seeing Idis Balance back on the A bomb site. They don't need that double AWP. I don't know. That might be such a kind of a minute thing to pick up on, but
I mean, it is an interesting decision regardless, buying the double AWP just to sort of get rid of it at the first opportunity. Util over towards Monster.
I love this bait and switch. X getting very deep here, fully blinded, but still not been found. And Deledes needs to be fortunate. Clax comes alive. Deledes will get one. Very awkward here. Seized. Needs to come alive. Eventually, Idis Balance will eliminate Moon, but it's a 2-on-2, Charlie. A real possibility here. Nade of the smoke, but got a real gap to spot through.
Yeah, there's a missed AWP shot there from Idis Balance, and that actually confirms Cease's death.
Ooh. Katie wanted to drop into the bomb site and plant, but now having to cross towards... Oh, Idis Balance can find him. Will do. Bomb not even planted, and Winter, he's in heaven.
Planted for him, and now he's got to try to make his way out.
We mentioned Katie dropping into water instead of onto the bomb site. Those difference in seconds is absolutely everything.
Oh, Idis Balance just spots him out.
Do you not have the ult? Clearly not. Idis Balance, an incredible half he's had. He's currently 12-2.
I mean, you mentioned it at the start of the game, didn't you? You do think whatever team is able to really utilize these AWPs. And I do think it is important that Nine Pandas won that CT side, or won the knife round to choose the CT side.
100%. Look, it's a 6-1 scoreline. Idis Balance not only having a lot of impact. Clearly warm into it. We mentioned did miss that one shot, but it's not the be all and end all. But look, it's another investment.
Still
Charlie.
found 3 in that round.
It's another investment. I feel like Ruby, although really early in the map, it seems as though they're just investing to the end, already in that mindset.
Double nade onto Winter. Look at the damage that's done to him early.
I like the 9 Pandas. Oh, that's rough. See, finds Dex through connector. But yeah, I like that we're seeing 9 Pandas kind of head for B initially, because it's clear that Ruby, they do tend to head a little bit fast towards B if they are opting for it. And now they can take this control. We can see a rotation from C's, but Glowing, he's just playing really passively, just jump spotting, playing for information. I think we need to see 9 Pandas now rotate, and that's exactly what we are going to be seeing. Idis Balance makes his way up the steps.
Yeah, Cade still got a solid amount of util, a couple of other pieces on other players as well. So we can see
it's a great
full execute come through.
Glowing needs to hit the shot. He goes down to Sawalio. A lot of work for Idis Balance, but you're ready for an A hit. He's been hoping, but Moon will eliminate. An advantage now for the T's. Molly towards default, but the plant is in fact a truck. If no kills are found soon, I reckon 9 Pandas just save this.
Klax does have a smoke, so we can just smoke off this bomb and try to force Winter's AWP. Yeah, little less impactful, but yeah, looks like they are backing away. They are going to be choosing to save. Interesting that Glowing opted to sort of swing on out rather than just hold the angle where he was. Because it looked like he's in a very good angle. If he hears the steps up towards the toilets, he can just sort of tuck in the corner.
Yeah, it was a great off angle. Oh, okay. Finances aren't great for Ruby, and they are hunting a little heavy-handed.
Yeah, so these saved players have to drop over now. That will mean, once again, we're going to see finances stretched to near breaking point.
The Orbs on Moon, and I want to say, is this the first time we've seen it on Overpass? Not 100%, but yeah.
I think it is.
We are going to be seeing the big green on Idis Balance as well, expectedly.
But obviously, this is Ruby's chance to get back in the game. 9 Pandas don't have a lot of money left either. Pass up towards Con.
Dex
from
already
Dex.
taking, yeah, a lot of control. C's needs to be worried about this. Oh, Dex. Brilliant position. Always going to find C's there in that altercation.
See, Idis Balance so desperate to try to find this kill back. He'll drop away slightly.
Well, they might just leave Glowing deep, and Idis Balance can kind of fall further back with Glowing. Trap now. Drops the smoke. He's going to have to try, kind of sit in it as there are players aggressing up connector. Great nade onto Deledes.
Glowing will be allowed to back away. And Idis Balance has rotated off towards this lower site. It's the right call to make. That is where Ruby are going to be hitting.
Oh, Sawalio just going to be fading the smoke. It's all going to be about timing. Free smoke comes through. The timing's brilliant. Klax can only find one, though. Deledes falling as well. Idis Balance gets one, but quick trade and simple stuff. Great trades, great spacing from Ruby. And another round goes their way.
Yeah, I mean, 9 Pandas needed more than just trades. They were disadvantaged. They needed to find more. And when we saw Klax close to the smoke, only able to find one before the bullets through the smokes did connect onto him.
Something to mention, Charlie, Deledes has had a bit of a tough series. You know, on Nuke and Anubis, he's 24 to 32. Currently here on Overpass, he's 2 and 5. And for a player that usually has those kind of big moments, has that kind of, you know, key.
He was in our head-to-head
rounds. Yeah,
he was our head-to-head player.
We need to see a little bit more.
Still, a lot of time left in this one, so can
nice angle for this
to
boost.
Find something. Klax not far off. Spots out Sawalio, sees as one to get found.
Unfortunate, yeah.
Yeah, I think we
Ruby gonna find
Sawalio decide, if I can't cleanly get a shot onto Klax, I'll just take down the player who can't move as much.
Yeah. But look, all it takes is Ruby finding a couple rounds. They're right back in this one. Idas Balance would love to find Moon here. Next, the one creeping closer. Awkward for Idas Balance. Oh, Glowing. Was he run boosted in there? He came in with a lot of pace. Moon will get 2 there. Sadly not with his operative weapon. It was with the pistol.
Yeah, a lot of damage dealt, but no kill found. So 6-4. The fact that this could actually be a leveled up game is ridiculous.
Got to remember as well, Charlie, the first 3 rounds heavily aided 9 Pandas, as it was the pistol, it was the player who kind of didn't die before the pistol ended, so it kind of forced Ruby to invest, and they found 3 rounds pretty comfortably off the back of that. But in these final 7, things have gone pretty nicely for
the ones to take that early advantage. Enough money in the reserve for Ruby to invest in the next. Same can't be said for 9 Pandas. But once again, we see Ruby lean towards this B site.
Yeah, Idas Balance, he's deep towards long, so not only going to be a late rotation, but not going to have any impact in this one. And Idas Balance, he's been really key. I feel like potentially we need to see a little bit more of an aggressive play from 9 Pandas on that kind of A bomb site, trying to take control towards Fountain, because there's so many moments and rounds where Ruby, they just completely leave A open, but now they are going to be accelerating onto the B bomb site. Molotov towards short will delay and deny Dex. Flax finds one before getting traded. Flashbangs are good, but they are blinding both sides. Oh, nice from Deledes. Will find one, deals a lot of damage. The nade going to take him down. Fast flank from Idas Balance, trying to make his way towards short. It's currently being held, but there is a smoke to work with. Glowing back of the bomb site, will have heard Moon, could have just swung at any moment and found him. It's all going to be about timing here. Glowing eventually finds Moon, and Winter falls as well. Nice round there from Glowing to find 3. Idas Balance, he was quick as a rotation towards short, but sadly not having any impact. A key round for the Pandas to take. Not only does it give them a chance to invest in this final, but the chance for 8, and at least they've taken the half here with 7.
Yeah, weapons will need to be dropped over from Glowing and Idas Balance to try to make a buy work. Clank's going to be forced onto an MP9. The final round is really important. 8-4. Definitely would be a good half from 9 Pandas. Even though they did have a bit of a shaky period in the middle of it, but fast towards short Ruby go.
Yeah, they're just looking for this initial pop onto the bomb site, but they're going to be pushing through mollies. Not the greatest of decisions, but 2-for-2 trade. Flax will get one before falling, so a 2-on-2. Rotation's going to be pretty slow here, as both players now making their way down towards ABC, Glowing without any utility. So Walio getting very close here. Oh, it's everything. Timing just perfect for Glowing.
Yeah, Sawalio, ace needed to win this one. HE grenade was used, so Sawalio doesn't need to be worried about getting dunked down when he plants the bomb. Going to see a double swing.
They spot Impeller?
100% sure. Idas Balance is just on this pistol. Glowing gets taken down first. This feels like it's going to be really impossible. Behind the pillar, he is playing Idas Balance. Finds it with the USP, in fact. Sawalio, really nice attempt there. I can't believe how fast we saw that Ruby side go. That was electric how quick that was. Fred, we were 19 seconds into the round, and it was a 2-on-2 with the site fully taken.
Yeah, it was a fast approach. It was something that Ruby they'd shown signs of wanting to do it, but it seemed as though it was always a little bit delayed, a little bit more orchestrated and organised. But yeah, that kill there from Sawalio kind of made things possible. If C's didn't go down there, I think it would have been in a really difficult bomb site to take. But the 9 Pandas, they find 8. They, have a really good CT half, and if they can find the pistol here, Ruby are going to be in a bit of a difficult position.
But obviously, don't forget to stress this once again. The winner of this will advance to those semi-finals, where they will be playing against a Bet Boom. So such an important game. 3 maps is exactly what we wanted to see here.
Hopefully this one will go the distance though. 9 Pandas although close to running away with things. We saw what happened on Anubis. Sawalio here in the steps. Contact will be made. It seems as though he wanted to dodge the flashes, and it was that contact made from Dex. Dex getting 2. The Julie still wanting more. Sadly not connecting bullets, but still the 4v1. And going goes down to Moon. So look, CTs, both sides winning the pistol, and that allows Ruby to get one step closer to their opponents here.
Yeah, if no force buy comes out and just put themselves 2 rounds away, 2 rounds apart from this 9 Pandas side. It doesn't look like anything was being invested. But the Julies, I love how impactful they are on the pistols. So strong. And I feel like there's not many teams you see now that don't invest on Julies on the early rounds.
Only someone to point out on the side of Ruby. KD was quite comfortably top of the leaderboard on Nuke. Anubis as well. Top of the charts for Ruby. Here on Overpass, things have slowed down a little bit. And I think something that's got to mention is when you are having 2 good initial maps, sometimes you just run out of gas in the tank. Sometimes you kind of just fall a little bit out of favor. And that's where we need to have players like Sawalio, like Dex, like Moon stepping up. Because in reality, 9 Pandas, their individuals are looking strong. Glowing's 12 and 7. Ida's Balance 14 and 7. Clax as well having moments. So I feel like for Ruby, they need to have these individuals stepping up. Because it seems like KD isn't having the kind of the same level of impact as what we saw on both Nuke and Anubis.
Yeah, not yet, but so far his team are still in it. And the scoreline is very close. Ruby are on the CTE side now, so this is where you think they would just naturally have a bit more impact per player. So this is a bit of a chance to showcase what Cade can do.
I'm Pandas now. Big test for them here on this investment. Without it, it should allow Ruby to level up the scoreboard, and that's where things get a little tough for 9 Pandas, because a level scoreboard on the unfavored side, we all know the pressures players can feel in that scenario. I mentioned that Ruby opted for a bit of a slow approach in the initial portion of their T side. We're seeing something somewhat similar here from 9 Pandas, as we've already had 40 seconds passing, and they're only just now creeping up long, but the setup we have here.
Also got Winter approaching as well. He's making his way. There's no way. Oh, doesn't even matter. Winter did eventually make it in. In fact, I think that was Cade, but it really doesn't matter.
Both Moon and Winter have been chipped away at. If Winter gets found here, it's still a possibility for the Pandas. Winter will get found. It's a 2 versus 3 now, Charlie. The bomb is towards ladder. So there isn't really that much time for Clax at all. He's going to have to knife run out all the way towards 8. 20 seconds here. Yeah, they're just going to be saving.
Going towards long, so I don't think there is a chance this bomb will go down. Had to go towards middle.
So save comes through. We are seeing Ruby close the gap. 1 step away from their opponents here now. It was a great round from both Moon and Winter. I love the setup they had towards long.
I mean, now 9 Pandas have the question. It is 3.4k loss bonus. They probably should just eco. Glowing can still buy in the next. Clax won't be able to get the AK out, but he can get out something. Whatever it is.
A Mac 10.
Yeah, he can bring out something along the lines of that. So that would be the only real limitations. It does kind of feel like 9 Pandas do just eco around these. But they go for the force.
They don't want to allow Ruby to bring things level, but in doing so, they could lose the lead off it. I don't mind the force play. The bite is potentially a little bit weaker, but 9 Pandas clearly confident. I'm liking the control they've already taken as they look to progress up Banana here. Ooh, missed nade from Moon. Unfortunate.
Yeah, Could have actually done a decent bit of damage to a few players. Util has been thrown over, but it's just that singular smoke. See, he's making the jump. Winter, I thought he was going to go for a bit of a spam.
Would have been perfect as well. Molly coming through, flashbang in the smoke. Winter, oh, blinded, but still having impact. Eventually goes down to widest balance. Nade comes through. Moon gets one, but Clax getting that trading. Clax doubles down.
Look at the health of the 9 Pandas players, though.
71
HP.
combined.
They are heading forward. They are still going to be going for this Ruby.
Clear understanding of the lack of health. No smoke for the bomb. Might be one dropped, but they have got still the HE grenade, and if well placed, we'll be able to take down all 3 of these players. Clax would be tough. It'd have to be right in his face, but still.
Yeah, I mean, HE grenade already used, already wasted. Wally
though.
toilets is good.
Oh, Deledes.
Spotted, tap the bomb. Everyone can swing. Fuser has been taken down, so the round is going to be done. So Walio will be able to get away, I believe. No, will just fall. Thought he might live on about 1 or 2 HP, and then we could have had an interesting fight between him and Idis Balance. But everyone goes down apart from Idis Balance there. 9 Powders forced by does work out, but gets very close.
Yeah, Ruby now using one of their tactical pauses kind of to talk things through. Moon can bring out an AWP. Surely,
look at what the rest of the
the
weaponry would be. Really not great stuff.
Should never be an investment here. There's a great double there from Clax. Love to have seen it from his POV. Yeah, Clax really did step up in that one. I believe it was 3 kills in that round. 2013 and 9.
I mean, yeah, this is where everyone does need to step up. You pointed out players like Cade on the side of Ruby not having the performance that we've sort of seen from him throughout this series. Obviously mentioned Deledes as well. 5 and 12, struggled in the first 2 maps, struggling here, and he was the player that we pointed out as that head-to-head player to watch. But that's the thing, it really does get down to the wire, and even if we can often see in situations like this, players like Deledes who aren't having a great game, but have one big round. And we could still see that there is still time in this game. Round number 17, 9-7. It feels like we should just be seeing the eco from Ruby. You can get the AWP out on Moon. Everyone will have full weaponry, full utility.
It seems as though...
It feels like we have to see that, don't we?
I think we've got some technical issues currently. Hopefully everything is sorted soon, but kind of expecting 9 Pandas to take their 10th, as so far no investment. Oh, but the second I say it, Katie's got an M4, Dex with an MP9, Moon can bring out an AWP. They're going for the buy here, Charlie.
I'm not a fan of this.
And this is the type of round...
I much preferred the 9 Pandas force than this one, because this one feels
quite risky. But we need to see Moon have a lot of impact here with the AWP. And I'm assuming he's bringing out an AWP. It would be the best decision, and kind of the real main factor for
the
their
main
success.
reason for it.
Yeah, exactly. But the fact he has got the AWP out, I need to see maybe an aggressive play, an early peek, find the opener with the AWP, because that's the advantage they have. Utility certainly not looking great. They've got 2 MP9s in play. So we need to see something big here from Ruby. Really need to dig deep in round number 17. But the timer now ticking, heading back into the action as we do return to reality.
Yeah, because the util's not excellent. There's no defuse kit in play on any of the Ruby players. Moon is going to be the player to watch. He has to be. We do have the M4 on Winter as well, but we need to see Moon try to get some kills. I'd love to see some of these MP9s upgraded, but we know they can do a job. Gonna likely be a round restart, unless they are just waiting up the mid util.
Yeah, surely a round restart.
Going back towards T-Spawn makes me think it is the restart. While we're waiting for these tech issues, Fred, are there any quarter-final games, that have sort of surprised you? Anyone that are a bit notable that you want to talk about?
Yeah,
mention?
I mentioned the Bleed game. That was one in which I didn't really expect. Not to take away from Bait. I think Bait, clearly a strong roster, but look, Bleed, if looked brilliant. They've had really, really good games and playing against top opponents. And the fact they lost 2-0 to Bait is something that I was really surprised by. And it wasn't as though the game was close. It wasn't as though it was kind of like a 13-11 and the second game was in OT. It was 13-8, 13-7. And that's one of the quarterfinal games that I think not only myself, but I think the Bleed players are going to be remembering that one for quite some time. Because I don't think anyone expected that, especially with their result against Sampi. I think I was kind of expecting it to be, maybe a Bleed semi-final, Mao's semi-final as well. Could have been Endpoint, but yeah, I think it has to be pointed out that quarterfinal game, very, very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a blowout, but obviously this Bleed team is, I say, newer. They are a newer team overall as a form.
I think something else has
a lot to look at. There's a lot for them to look at that, isn't it? Because I think they're going to be equally as disappointed by that result.
Less of the quarterfinals, more of the round of 16. Not to take away from Mao's NXT, but Aurora. They're an incredible roster, and the fact they lost to Mao's NXT, pretty poor.
That's what I love, though, isn't it? A lot of really crazy upsets, a lot of really crazy games, but this could be another one like that. Winter kicking things off, finding the opening kill here onto Deletas. The rest of the 9 Pandas Lodge making their way, barreling onto this A-bomb site and taking the site pretty cleanly. Caesar's already out. The only player to defend is technically going to be the long player in Winter.
Charlie, we mentioned the lack of utility for Ruby. They haven't got any left for this retake. It's going to make things tough. Well, luckily, the util for 9 Pandas are just the flashbangs, but are slowly creeping their way closer.
Look at Clax's position here.
They haven't got a kit.
Look how paranoid they are about Clax. Clax finds one. He doesn't even need to take this fight, and the rest of the team now starting to combine, starting to come together. Iris Balance finds one. Moon tries to back away, and the force buy. We said how risky it was, and it comes back to haunt this Ruby roster. Only finding one kill from that force. They're giving up 11 now.
Yeah, definitely not the right decision. I think it is all going to get a player that has to be mentioned is Moon. I don't even think he fired off a shot, and if he did, wasn't too noticeable.
Where did he go?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like we really needed to see a little bit more from Moon in that one, especially when the investment is all around you. He's the only player who really could buy. The rest of them, it was MP9s, it was weak utility, it was a lack of defuse kits.
I mean, think of it like this: if Moon had enough to buy an M4, would they have bought?
No.
Exactly. It is going to be he was the difference maker, and we didn't really see any impact in that one. But I'm not blaming Moon, but I do think it is one of those rounds where if you are the reason a buy is coming through, we need to see a bit more than what we did.
Moon, the one to watch here with the Zeus in hand. I was speaking with Grimmy about this in the cast yesterday, and I was thinking, obviously with the Zeus having a skin and a recharge time and a bit of a change, obviously we saw a fair bit of it, but I feel like we don't see that many Zeuses again. And what are your thoughts from kind of if it were to be reduced in price? Because although it's $200, it's a flashbang. That's still a piece of utility that you might be missing out on in the next round.
Yeah, but you're not going to be buying a Zeus on a full buy.
No, but as in, there was a round in which we saw a couple Zeuses invested, and then in the next, we didn't see full utility from those players. And I feel like we kind of mentioned that it was the fact they bought the Zeus in the round previous, it meant they couldn't buy a flash on their full buy. And I was thinking, if the Zeus was reduced to $100, even that, I think we'd see far more of it.
No, I think it's in a good spot now. I think $200 is very, very little, and the fact that it used to give no kill reward, it used to be a one-use weapon. It's now got that. It now gives kill reward. Don't get me wrong, it's not a lot. It gives the same as the AWP and the CZ. It is just that $100, but it is still something. The fact that you can get the Zeus kill is basically just I need to get a kill and retrieve a weapon. That's all the weapons ever been. And you have to think, we're seeing the Zeus thread. We mentioned on map number 2, we don't see the PP Bison. Surely something like that just shows, it's a weird gimmick gun, but we're still sometimes seeing it in play. I think that's as good a spot as you're really going to get with it.
Maybe if they reduce the PP buys into $200, we might see a couple more people buying it.
Well, a couple of PP Bisons out on pistol rounds.
Exactly.
Right, I'll drop over 4 PP Bisons, you will get armor. That feels that feels a little broken. Something lives in my head rent free is I forgot what the old roster was, the old French lineup. I want to say it was, they dropped over a Deagle to MBK, I want to say it was, found a 1 Deagle on Dust down mid, bought himself a Mac 10 on the pistol round. Like, I still, that for me is insanity.
Yeah, I think if after a kill comes through, you shouldn't be allowed to work the buy menu.
Yeah, but I think that's for me, one of the greatest moves I've ever seen in CS. I would hate if they removed that. Not that it ever happened. And that was about 10 years ago now, so not particularly frequent. Nice find there from Deledes, bringing this round slightly back in 9 Pandas' favour.
Yeah, something that's now possible. KD's close here towards long. It looks as though he's going to be pushing. And oh, it was a 5 versus 3, Charlie. Deledes brings it back to a 3-on-3, and now 9 Pandas not only opportunity to find 12, but the finances for Ruby won't look too great here.
Look at the util difference as well. 9 Pandas have a lot. Ruby, just a single smoke grenade.
I feel like we saw it a lot on Anubis. I feel like Ruby they just keep on opting for kind of weaponry. They never seem to have any defuse kits. Dex already chipped away heavily. Missed shots there from Dex is devastating. Charlie, this could be 12. If the bomb gets denied, oh, he's not quick enough to do so. There's limited time there, but Swallow, I think the best chance has to save. He's given a bit of a freebie there for Idis Balance. Now going to be giving this one a go.
Deledes is low. Gonna be the first play cleared, and that's the ace from Deledes. Fred, I said a player like him, even if you have quite a quiet game, sometimes they can have 1 round, and that 1 round can be so instrumental. It was a 3 versus 5, Deledes with the ace, doubling his kills in 1 round, and the impact that has had. Look what that's done to the Ruby economy. Look at what they have to fight for survival with, to try to deny 9 Pandas getting themselves a spot in the semi-finals. Deledes, unbelievable performance in a round like that.
Yeah, incredible stuff. I feel like it's definitely one of those rounds and one of those games where I think Deledes is going to be looking back, and without that kind of round success, he's going to be very disappointed in his personal performance. But the fact he has just single-handedly not only got the match point, but as you mentioned, they've completely disrupted the economy of Ruby. A great round for Deledes. Winter now needs to go huge in connector, finds the first, secures the second. Nice shot from Idis Balance, though, to get the trade. Disadvantage.
Very key. The FAMAS finding 2.
Ooh. Thought Dex was going to have a little bit of a look here towards short. 9 Pandas going to make their way towards B. Defended by 2 MP9s. We've got a flash for Deledes as well. Util coming over. Wario having to play anti. Ooh, Clax! 5 HP here. Wonder if we're going to see a weapon switch. Idis Balance currently posted up here towards short. Holding for any over-aggression from Dex. Ooh, Molly's going to force Dex out into the open. Dodges the bullets, though. We're going to have a really fast flank hit. Leave it's Moon on top of Con. There's 35 seconds to play with. Moon needs to get at least 1. But he does go down to Deledes. They're not going to go for it, though. They're still going to be saving. I think it's the right decision.
I think after finding the kill onto Moon, I wouldn't have minded them giving that a go. 2-on-3, they do have the superior weaponry. Clack spots player pushing towards Monster. There are weapons that can be retrieved in Con, but due to there being 2 Ts there, I don't know how easy that's going to be to do.
I like this angle from Clax. If we do see Swallow continue pushing, I don't think he's going to find Clax here.
No, still Ruby not in the best situation. Due to them having quite a few MP9s still, I think they're just going to end up keeping them and just buying the util. So, buy still isn't brilliant, whereas on the side of 9 Pandas, they do have full rifles, full util.
Yeah, and you look at the money of the letters, you look at the money of Ida's Balance, Clax as well. They're going to be able to buy in the next. Obviously, Glowing and Seas might be dropping down to those Galils, potentially the Mac 10s. But look, 9 Pandas, they've still got 4 opportunities to close this one out.
We did say a similar thing on Anubis where they had like 9 opportunities, and that game did get quite a bit closer.
Yeah.
See if it's the same story, but for 9 Pandas' sake and for all their fans' mentalities, I'm going to say let's hope that doesn't happen. But who knows? For a semi-final spot, we need it to get close. Ruby, this is where they need to dig deep. This is where they need to show everything that they're made of.
I'd love to see this go OT.
Oh, this would be incredible.
You know, Ruby weren't able to do it on Anubis. Can they do it here on Overpass?
It's an easier spot for them to be in. They needed 9 rounds in a row, Fred, to bring Anubis to OT, and they did a great job at doing so. In fact, I think they needed 10 in a row, actually. Maybe it was 9. But either way, this one, it is closer already. It is possible. They're on the CT side, but these mistakes need to be ironed out.
I like it from Winter. Yeah, KD as well, taking control. Seas needs to be very cautious. Seas has been spotted and he has been found. Clax needing to secure kills, and a great double from Clax. It's now all on Moon, but Glowing finds him. It's a 4 versus 2 now, albeit Clax has been chipped away at. Glowing's half HP, but 2-man advantage.
It's the 2 MP9s. They've got 1 flashbang, Sawalio. Look how far away he's shifting through the B site. Has to get a bit of a move on. X just tries to push out the flash, missed time. Sawalio in the 1 versus 4 to try to deny 9 Pandas, meeting Bet Boom in the semi-finals.
I think it's safe to say we have our 2nd or 3rd semi-finalist. Deledes. Time so heavily ticking. Eventually someone swinging, but Deledes not taking him down, and that's it, Charlie, it's done. Deledes will find him as well. Incredible game there, but 9 Pandas, they are successful. They do take